Good morning, day 181 of Turtle Lane Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here, and the topic today is social dilemma. Last night we watched that movie. Friends of mine have been saying, you gotta see this for a while. And I knew what it was about, but I didn't fully comprehend this until really seeing it. So if you haven't seen it yet, definitely watch it. It's a must. And truthfully, I have funny feelings even posting now on Facebook and Instagram, knowing all of the backstory behind it. And I'm very aware that I am totally addicted to my phone and Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest, and know it's a black hole and need to figure out how to counterbalance that. I do pay attention to how much time I spend on the phone. I think that's important. And I think I try to use it for the good, but I'm realizing that there's other dimensions happening there. And on a subconscious level, it's an unfair place to be sometimes. So I don't even know. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't have any ideas fully yet. It would be great if there was another platform that wasn't set up the same way, that we could share information, because I think sharing the information is awesome, and reaching out to people who we haven't seen before and seeing friends is great, but this is a mixed place. So know that, and especially with children, I'm thankful mine are older and aren't growing up fully with it, but also are concerned about all children. So watch this movie, have a discussion with your family, rethink your use of social media. I know I am, and the impact, and even clicking on things. Being mindful, right? We've talked about that many times, having the awareness so you have choices. That's the key to everything. And then communication. So I know that my mind is in a different space on that. And even, as I said earlier, I feel funny posting this, right, on Facebook and Instagram. So wondering what the other options are, which start brainstorming. So catch this movie. It's a must. Have a great Sunday. Namaste. Good morning, day 182 of Turtle Lane Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here. The topic today is tribe. Who do you surround yourself with? Who do you share your deepest dreams with? Who do you share your everyday happenings with? Be aware of who you're sharing things with and reactions, and how you stay in your power, and do you give your power away? I know I've been talking with people who have amazing dreams and all these plans and beautiful things that they have set in motion. And then they are sharing with me, they shared it with somebody who was like, oh, I'm not sure that's a good idea. And then what happens when that interaction takes place? People start to double guess themselves. Maybe they shouldn't do this. Maybe they should do something else. Maybe they're going for it and the risk is too big. Now, these are all questions definitely to hold within yourself, but pay attention when you share these dreams, what happens. Oftentimes people have their own agenda. They don't want you to shift and change or get bigger, because then they're not sure how they're going to connect with you. That doesn't work. I'm going to say come back to your center, sit, meditate, journal, and definitely share, but know who you're sharing with. Doesn't mean things can't be shifted or changed, or new perspectives can't be brought in so that you grow. But what I'm asking you, if it resonates with you, to think about is have the awareness of who we're sharing with. Because there are people who just automatically are naysayers and it's a no. Everything's a no. And then when we're so excited and we share this with someone, we go, oh, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe this isn't a good idea. And it may not be a good idea for them. It may not be their path. But it may be, if you have passion and you have excitement, why not try it and see how it feels for you? So come back to you, ask yourself what you want to do, check things out. There's nothing wrong with checking things out and seeing how it feels, what it might be like. That's how we learn, right? This is all about learning. That's why we're here, to grow, to give, to learn, to receive, to understand, to evolve. So keep dreaming. I know I got a lot of big dreams happening, and I've been listening, privileged to hear other people's dreams. So exciting. Hope this is helpful. Have a nice day. Namaste. Good morning. Day 183, Turtling Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here, back in the greenhouse. The topic today is no topic. So today's the first day. I don't know what to say. I don't have any download. I was thinking maybe I just don't do a tidbit today. Maybe I just say, hey, no tidbit, I'm sorry. And then I went in, was talking with Jim, and I was like, I have no tidbit. I don't know what to do. I guess I'll just what do you do when you don't know what to do? You go back to your basics. So for me, today will be a morning of meditation, breathing, recentering and grounding. There's some exhaustion that's there, and I know lots of people have talked about being massively exhausted lately. And for me, exhaustion means I'm not in alignment with myself, and just coming back to center. So on this day where I really feel like I don't have anything to share, just being honest and truthful. And so this will be a short tidbit because that's where it is. So coming back to center, grounding and centering, and we'll see where that goes. I hope this is somewhat helpful. Have a good day. Namaste. Good morning. Day 184 of Turtling Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here. Today's topic is the shock of unexpected loss. So yesterday morning, I got a text from my builder in Connecticut, Brian, saying that our dear friend, my architect and friend, Walter, had passed away. Many of you have been praying for Walter. I reached out to see recently to start the prayer circle up again, and Walter had been in the hospital in New Haven for 5+ weeks with COVID. Walter's relatively young, about 61, and I was unaware that he was in the hospital all this time. And once we found out, we pulled in a bunch of people, and I thank all of you angels who are sending blue light and love and healing towards him. He was supposed to be released from the hospital yesterday and had a heart attack and died in his sleep. I was, needless to say, I think as everyone else, completely in shock. And in fact, when I found out, I got a text in a group. I felt lightheaded. As soon as I read it, I was like, a wave came over of complete lightheadedness, and I was like, oh my God. Reached out and talked to my mom because she's good friends with Walter too. He's part of our family. And just the emotions that came over of disbelief, of complete craziness and insane, and that no one had seen him for the past 5 weeks because 6 weeks when you're in the hospital with COVID, no one can visit. And just all of these thoughts and feelings, right, that come up with grief and shock and disbelief. And what was going to happen now? So there's a group of us who are trying to figure things out. And so I share this because every one of us at some point or another goes through grief, without a doubt, loss and shock that goes with it. And things that you want to do, sometimes they help and sometimes they don't, and that's okay. There's no set formula on what you need to do, how to do this. It's kind of like you got sideswiped and the emotions are flowing up. And so reaching out, holding hands, talking about things. I had been at the farm yesterday morning, and unbeknownst that he had passed at that time, I was buying all these beautiful flowers and fresh food and beautiful things. And Walter loved beautiful things, was a man of nature and design, and most importantly, color. I remember when I was moving into this house in Dover, he came up at one point to help me with paint colors, and he was talking to me about a job he was doing in New York, and he said, "Sonny, just do me a favor, don't say beige. I don't want this shade of beige. Beige, beige, beige is death." And we laughed about that because I am so color oriented. We had a blast. And so every color in the house, Walter and I picked, and it just was perfect. And he was that guy who you had a blast with as you worked and builded with. And that's why I also pulled him up here to our Massachusetts house. So Walter lives on, and as yesterday afternoon when I was still kind of in shock and still am, I put these flowers together in honor of Walter. They were oranges and peaches and crazy colors all together. And I thought, you know what, Walter, this one's for you. And so because it's COVID and things aren't normal and I'm not really sure what's going to happen burial-wise, I'm going to do something with my mom and my sister and brother and friends and family, and just whether we light candles all together for Walter or whatever it is, it's time to make our own rituals when we can't continue rituals that we've always done. And so as we go through this crazy time and people have shock and loss, I share this because we're not unique. And the shock for many people happens every single day. So sending love and healing and ease. There really are no words when these things happen, but just knowing you're not alone makes the difference. So I hope this is helpful. Sending love to all. Namaste. Good morning. Day 185 of Turtle Lane Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here. The topic today is intentions. And I know we did this probably a zillion years ago in the very beginning, but I wanted to revisit this because I'm starting a new class and getting photobombed by both of my dogs. I started a new class yesterday with Trey and Desiree Mangendog, and he was talking about intentions and sharing them each morning at his kitchen table with his family. Everybody kind of going around the table and stating out loud what their intentions are for the day. Now, I do this every day outside around 5 in the morning when I take my dogs out. I say my intention each morning. I have the same first intention, like an umbrella intention, and then each day is different, right? So every day there are multiple intentions. And what I realized in class yesterday is that I am rotely saying my first intention. I'm not sure I'm actually even present when I'm saying it because it's the same thing, pretty much the same order every morning. Well, it's kind of not working then, is what I'm realizing. And so paying attention, slowing it down, and with awareness, thinking, hearing, saying, listening, like using as many senses as I can with my intention. Every day is a gift. To live the day the same way you did yesterday and the day before and the day before and the day before that, Groundhog Day. Each day is a gift, bringing our awareness right to where we are and deciding what it is we want to focus on, where we want to grow, where we want to put our energy, and connections we'd like to make. So today, I said my intention presently. And in fact, I had some new intentions today. And I'm excited to see how that moves going forward. So I invite you to say your intentions out loud. What is it you want to do today? What is it you want to connect with? Who do you want to connect with? What do you want to get from within you and share outside? These are beautiful options you have every day. Don't do the same thing every single day. You already did it. There's so much more out there. I hope this is helpful. Have an intentional day. Namaste. Good morning. Day 186 of Turtling Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here. The topic today is percentage of time. Yesterday, I went somewhere where I haven't been in about probably 10 years. An amazing warehouse filled with findings and jewelry components and treasures and crazy things. And I went with a good friend to share this place with her so she could bring some things into her new art projects that she's doing. We both wore masks the whole time, had our temperatures taken, wore gloves, and was very safe thing to do. However, I am sharing this because it was filled with colors and crystals and literally rainbows and like magic possibility in every place you looked, if that was your perspective. Now, I mentioned I haven't been there in about 10 years because I've shifted gears in what I'm creating, and this space, for the most part, I don't need anything from there, though there were some things I did find, right? So, but I brought someone with new eyes who had never been there before, and it was like, like being in a candy store, all the possibilities and all the thoughts and all the potential, right? And we were in a room where a woman needed to be right near us if we wanted to see anything. And she was afraid, I think, that we were going to steal things. And she was given this space to guard. And her room probably had the most sparkle and the most crystals and the most color going on. And she didn't see any of it. In fact, it felt like it was a prison. And we weren't allowed to move anywhere, and we weren't allowed to touch anything, and we weren't allowed to do anything. And her hands were so arthritic from counting these little things and moving these little things. And she seemed like we were a pain, asking her, could we see such and such in this size and this color? And I asked her, do you like working here? Do you like all these crystals? And she didn't answer. And it was really interesting because she said, well, I don't like them and I don't hate them. And so I bring this up because she spends hours and hours and hours in this space, and this respecting that and knowing that this is her job. I understand that. And maybe there is, and she's been there for 15 years. So because I've been going for 25 years. And so just knowing she spends such a big chunk of her day in an unhappy place. We, on the other hand, were bouncing off the walls. Understand that we're only there for like 5-6 hours, but the colors fed us instead of drained us. And I share this because I'm inviting you to think about where you spend chunks of your time. Is it draining? Is it empowering? Is it nourishing? Is it vampiring of your energy? And to change the focus or change your place. We can't always change where we're working or where we live or all these things, but we can change our perspective. And so tweaking some of these things is always a possibility. So I've gone way over, I guess because I was so excited about this space and maybe talked too much about it, I don't know. But point being, think about the percentage of time you spend in places and if it nourishes you or if it drains you and what you can do about it. I hope this is helpful. Have a great day. Namaste. Good morning. Day 187 of Turtle Lane Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here. The topic today is nature and the patterns of nature. So in Massachusetts, we got pounded a little bit with snow, maybe unexpectedly, maybe not. But it's there, and we have about 6 inches. And this morning when I went outside, it's so quiet. It's beautiful and simply still. And while snow is not one of my favorites, and I often ask myself why I live here each year when this happens, I kind of felt like it was a hint from Mother Nature to just be quiet, have stillness, and go within. There are very few animals around outside. Everybody's kind of hibernating right now. And the world is a bit crazy out there, but this white blanket of snow has calmed things down in some respect and gives us a cue or a visual cue to kind of go inside and find the calmness within us while there's so much tumult and turmoil out there. Lots of things are going to be changing within the next week or so, and even as each day moves forward, there's just crazy stuff with the virus and politics and unrest everywhere. And at the same time, there's a tremendous amount of strength of peace and ease. And you can call on this from within. And I really felt like when I was outside this morning that the earth and Mother Nature was giving this as a gift. So I don't know. So I know some of you are in Australia who listen to this and you're moving into summer, and power to you to get to be outside in the sun and feel the warmth and use that as your natural rhythm with Mother Nature. Some other announcements that I wanted to make sure I shared with you. If you haven't voted, get out there and vote. You have a voice, definitely use it. Happy Halloween for those who are going to be trick-or-treating or home and doing their own little celebration. As well as tonight is the blue moon, full moon, that happens once in a blue moon. So read about it, honor it, open to it. This is big energy. I hope this is helpful. Have a great day. Namaste. Good morning. Day 188 of Turtle Lane Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here. The topic today is You Heal You. So I have had a lot of people calling me new clients looking for me to heal them. They just want to come here. They've heard great things and they want me to just fix it. So I'm here to say nobody fixes anything for anybody else. It is our journey to heal ourselves. So that means, yes, we can have people in our circle and on our team, and nobody fixes anything for us. We need to do it ourselves. We have to take our power back believe in ourselves, pull up that courage and that bravery, and do it. Waiting for somebody else to rescue us, to heal us, to fix us, to make us better, it doesn't work. When we do that, a codependency takes place. An imbalance is there. So we can never be whole. We can never be balanced without this other person, without this other thing. Coming back to our centers, we have everything in here. And sometimes it's really hard. I'm not minimizing it. It's really hard to get back, to go in, to move forward. And the choice to stay where you are actually is even more painful. So digging in, allowing the time, the space, holding that space, holding hands with other people, yes, that's okay. And acknowledging it's you. When two people, whether it's a healer and a person or any two people, friends, come together, of course there's interaction, and of course there's igniting and aha moments and just possibilities of change and growth and shifting. And it depends on you. So know you have the power to do this. Don't keep searching and looking for that other magical thing that's going to make you all better. You have it within you. Just breathe into that for a bit. If you want to talk about it more, I'm here. Or hold that space and go within. You heal you. Namaste. Good morning. Day 189 of Turtling Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here. The topic today, oh my God, I forgot the topic. Oh boy. I don't remember what the topic was. Okay. Full moon and patterns. Wonder what that pattern's about. Anyway, this past full moon over the weekend, the 31st, was a super moon, a blue moon in Taurus, and it highlighted patterns and relationships and hit people differently. And it gives the opportunity to really zone in on patterns that you have in your life. Automatically, we just connect with certain people, certain situations, certain calendars, certain schedules, and repeat the same patterns. This moon kind of illuminated patterns that aren't working, that we have woven in our lives, that you have opportunities to shift and to change. And so I know for me, there are definite patterns that I'd like to change and not connect into and be a part of and feed into and feed off of. And so this has been incredibly illuminating in that regard, and paying attention to how you interact with people, especially people, I would say, who trigger you with certain things. It's our own responsibility to change that. The situation may not change, the other person may not change. We're not responsible for them or the situation. We are responsible for our own interactions, for our own connections, and how we move forward with them. And so I had a great opportunity just to kind of shift some of that this weekend for myself. And yes, it's uncomfortable because it's a new neuro connection, right, with awareness. And it's much easier to go back to the old pattern, even though that's uncomfortable and doesn't feel good. It's familiar. And we tend to go to the familiar because we know it. So I invite you to come into the unfamiliar, the new space, and create new connections, new patterns that work for you with awareness. Here's hoping we have some new patterns coming this week. with results happening for all of us. Have a great day. Hope this is helpful. Namaste. Good morning. Day 190 of Turtle Lane Tidbits. Sonny Mazer here. Big day in America here. The topic today is waiting, watching, and respecting. So I have never been that political in the past, and even on election day have never felt the amount of angst, stress, and anxiety that I'm feeling and that the collective conscious is feeling as well. I've been bombarded with texts and phone calls from clients and family and friends about, oh my God, what are we going to do? And here's the truth. We're all going to move through this. No matter what, we're all going to continue. And together, we will move through this. I had class last night, and one of the amazing angels who's in the class was sharing something that she saw on the news where two neighbors, one has a Trump sign and one has a Biden sign, giant signs, both also had other signs that said, I love them. And this is a silver lining. Even with staunch differences, the election brings us out in everyone how we're different. The truth is, there are way more parts of us that are similar and that are alike. And that after this, no matter who ends up the president, we are all still here. And we all get to hold hands with respect. We're not the same in all parts of ourselves, right? We do, what's what makes us individual is different desires, different likes, different thoughts, different feelings. It's okay, that's why we're here. And we're here to respect, listen, grow, and evolve. So we have great opportunity today. As here in the United States of America, history is being made. It's our option. It's our choice how we respond to this. We are part of a whole. Let's hold hands in respect with each other, moving forward together. Namaste. I will see you tomorrow.